Yes, sir. An amazing audience. We are live with Joel Banfield. Joel, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. Pleasure to meet you.
You too. That's a surprise.
It's amazing how we're meeting with people who have roots in Trinidad, man.
Right. It goes to show America is how diverse it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the power of our conversation, too. I mean, like, what are the chances you will be here, right, at this time when I here, right?
Right.
So which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Which one isn't? I would say the one that stands out is being a personal trainer and a track coach.
Tell me more.
So I've been at Ironwood High School for, a better part of a decade.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a head coach now, my second year as a head coach.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Assistant coach at Glendale Community
Congratulations.
College.
Yeah, that was really shake.
yeah, thank you, yeah. And then, I've been an independent personal trainer for a while as well.
Right.
So I think my passion is what shines through and why, Joanne
Connected
us.
Yeah,
linked
that's
us up.
good. So where did you learn that skill to coach an individual to do more than they even believe?
Always. It's been a natural, thing for me. When I was younger as an athlete, I always tend to go to the athlete that wasn't doing the best, or if I see something that needs to be improved upon, and I would talk to them and say, hey, try this, try that. So it's just been in me. And then I've had a great coach, his name is Ray Davis, my club coach, and he instilled a passion of the sport in me and kind of kept me in focus. And the lessons you learn as an athlete, you carry on to your life.
Yeah.
The good and the bad. The overthinking as an athlete and why you need a coach to calm you down. Same thing in life. You'll be doing something good and you don't feel like you're doing good enough, and you need that coach to say, hey, look, you're doing okay. You know what I mean? So,
it's very important. Yeah. Like even just hearing, just feeling is one thing.
Right.
Yeah, that part and hearing is very important.
Right.
Yeah.
Way different too. Because if you being on the phone, it's like, okay, I got it. But then like you say, the Pat, when he's talking to me and he puts his hand on my shoulder, it's like, all right, I feel you now.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's fun too, like, so our conversations is carry themes most naturally that occur, yeah?
Right.
It's like you talk to one person, they didn't hear the conversation, but there's just like a theme. And Sheldon and I were talking about that outside first, like, they talk about 6 degrees of separation.
Right, yeah.
But technology has created like 500 degrees of separation.
Right.
Yeah, because the conversation is good, but having an opportunity to do this
face-to-face
is so much more powerful.
Right.
Yeah. So why will you continue though to repeat that skill of being that individual that is on the encouraging side?
What made me continue it?
Why will you continue it?
It's just in me. A big influence, probably my biggest influence in my life is my granny. She passed away about 24 hours, maybe a little more before my son was born. But there was a lot of we butt heads a lot. I was a knucklehead kid, but there was a lot of life lessons that she taught me. And one of the biggest things that she consistently said to me was, stay focused. You can't quit. And in her final days, we had some deep conversations. And it's unfortunate that's how it happens a lot. The final days of someone's life, before they expire, is when you have the deepest questions and the deepest connection with them. And so she's the main focus for me, my main drive, that why I have not quit. Because I tell you, a few years ago, I was like, I quit. I can't do this no more. But it's a beautiful thing when you keep going, because you have people that will come back to you, say, hey, coach, because of you this, or thank you because of this. And of course, along the way, there's the people that you do upset. You know what I mean? Because you don't do things the way they want you to. That's life, right? But you got to stick to your main focus and drown out noise. So with my philosophy on life, it's you got to have a real approach to life. You got to recognize, right? You got to set expectations. You got to have acceptance, and then you got to let go, let God. You know.
I love that.
Right. So I try my best to do that on my own as well. But you know, when you have, you know, your hands out, and you're a people pleaser, you know what I mean? It makes it real tough
I love that.
You know, so, you know, so I mean,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
What's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
This.
Yeah.
Helping people.
How does that make you feel? Helping people.
It makes me feel good. Like I don't know why. It's just like just yesterday, a lady was walking with 3 kids. You want to ride? You know, it's hot. She's walking with 3.
It's very hot.
Yeah, she's walking with 3 kids. It's just you know, I think the experience I had in New York with my mom, you know, and you know, and even growing up here in Arizona, we didn't have much, and I've always seen them make it work, but at the same time when we were down and out, but at the same time, we were there for other people. You know, like I had a couple friends that lived with me in high school, you know, or not live, but stayed until they can get themselves situated.
Yeah.
You know, my mom allowed it, you know, so it's just what was in me, you know, and you just repeat what you see. So the heart that I have is what I've been shown, you know, and I, you know, and I have kids too. You know, I want people to help my kids. I want people to guide my kids, because we are away from our kids majority of the day, and we're relying on others to guide them.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same concept. You know what I mean?
Why would you continue to repeat that skill? I mean, you said it, right? There are the cons, there are the pros. Yeah, the pros, there are the cons. Yeah.
It's natural, man. When you look, if you do something and it don't feel right, don't do it. That's one of my biggest philosophies. For myself, like, if something is natural, you do it without thinking. You know, I've worked a regular job, you know, and you know, got let go from a job, and you're doing a good job, and then you let go. And for one, I can't see myself, if I absolutely had to, I'd go work for somebody else. But I can't see myself sitting in an office. If I have a job, it would have to be, you know, like something like working with Joanne and going and feeding the homeless, you know, where I'm out and about and talk to people. And that's actually where I am going to be heading soon, is I really want to start public speaking. It's tougher than I thought, because I get in front of, you know, 50 parents, and you know, it's like a deer in headlights. You know, like, so, you know, you're right on the board and you're talking, and then you're looking down, and you know what I mean? So when you do things that's natural to you, it's easy.
And you'll get it. You'll get it. Get a good coach. Do the same thing. Just apply the principles. You'll get it. I'm sure you will. You already have the story, which is the biggest challenge.
Right. I appreciate that. That's good advice, or good feedback.
You're good. You're good. Well, let's switch gears.
Okay.
Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water.
Right.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest I have a photographic memory. So
right.
I would say the one that stands out the most is my mom walking me to school.
How old were you?
I'm gonna assume. You see, so that was Miss Graves. It was private school, so I had to have been 4.
Why do you think that memory is so clear?
I think that's when it all began. That's when you start really starting to recognize things. You know what I mean, in life.
That's amazing.
So, you know, I remember walking. I can see the streets vividly. I remember walking to Miss Graves' school. There's a gate. It's really a house. Upstairs, people lived. My mom ended up becoming friends with the lady. But, you know, when you went to the back, my teacher's name was Miss Deborah, you know. And I just remember I'd have to go, my mom would drop me off. I don't remember the lady, but I remember I'd stay at her house before school. And then she'd finish the walk for me sometimes. They always had me drink a V8. You know, you know, mom picking me up, and then we catching the bus, or catching the train, and you know, so the hustle and bustle, you know,
it's amazing.
It just immediately.
Do you see it connecting that memory from then to now?
The way that I am?
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Especially my dad. My dad. When we moved out here, let me tell you, this man worked continuously and went like 2-3 years, like basically with no sleep. He would work at a company, Xerox. It was out of Honeywell. He would clean office buildings, and then he would work at UPS.
Wow.
And he would come home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Then sometimes he can get a nap, but UPS is busy season, so sometimes he'd come home, grab clothes, go to work. You know, so.
Is he alive still?
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
Ralph Fletcher. My mom is Denise Fletcher. You know, hard work is always easy. You just got to do it.
Can I offer an interpretation to the third picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
I love the concept of a coach being the person that walks with you.
Yeah.
Not sits over and says, do that way, and then delegates it, but the coach that, I love the concept of that, you know, she walked with you. Even the other lady that had to pass you off and walked with you.
Yeah.
And to see you doing that, I love that connection.
You know, I never put that connection together.
Yeah.
Because my athletes, I'm connected to them on a different level. It goes further than the track. You know, it's parents will call me 10 o'clock at night. Can you believe my kid did this? I'm like, yeah, they're teenagers. That's what happens. And I have one parent right now. She has a senior, a junior, and an 8th grader.
Oh my, what a mix.
2 girls and 1 boy. And right now, they are all she's like, I don't know what's wrong with these kids. They're just the kids, you know, the teenagers, you know, that part of the brain says, act up. And so they just.
Someone told us teenagers are like cars without brakes.
Yep.
I can't forget it.
I saw a bumper sticker that said, quick, ask a teenager why they know everything.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song when I was 12?
12 years old.
Man. Oh God, this is embarrassing. It was the Tootsie Roll, you know? You do the Tootsie Roll. It's not the butterfly, it's the Tootsie Roll. Yeah, you kind of dropped my head on that one. Don't tell nobody. That was when the Bogle was around and all those dances.
Yeah, the Tootsie Roll, good stuff, man. Right. It's physical, you know? It makes sense,
Until this day, if it comes on.
All right, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. Okay. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Ready?
Right.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
2.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? More than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less than 8.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
Live life to the fullest.
I love it. This was a great pleasure. Thank you, my friend. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, just say I thank him for having me and giving me this opportunity to share a brief example of my story, and thank you.
I love it. Champion, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, brother.
Boom!